A session in Upshot is an individual occurrence of a specific activity. For example, you may have an activity for different sports that you deliver, such as basketball. A session will then be added for each individual time that a basketball session takes place. You can add sessions to your activities from the Activities page within a project. Against each activity is then the option to add a session. When adding sessions, all the fields with the red asterisks are required. We need to complete all of these fields in order to add a session. The date of the session can be chosen by clicking in the date field and using the calendar to navigate to the relevant date, or you can simply write straight into the box. The time of the session must be specified and entered in the correct format highlighted below of an hour, hour, minute, minute using the 24-hour clock. Then enter the number of hours and minutes that the session lasted, along with choosing whether you want the session to be viewable on your public calendar, and having the option to copy across attendees from existing registers in the project. The session title is an optional field that you could choose to make use of to indicate something specific about a session that isn't always needed in every instance. As this is an open text field, if this is something that you would want to later report on, it might be best to consider creating a new activity or utilizing activity types or session tags to classify your sessions. The location of the session can then be selected from the locations already added into the account. We then have a choice between register or headcount session. Register sessions allow you to record the names of the attendees at the session, as well as provide extra detail about their attendance. For headcount sessions, only the number of people in attendance is needed. If you're unsure about which type of sessions need creating, it is worth checking this with a colleague, as this may impact on your reporting. After the session type, select the session registrar of the session. This is the person who will be recording the register. You can add tags that will help you to report or filter your sessions, as well as add additional session information for the attendees, if sharing the calendar of sessions externally, or used as a place for the session registrar to keep note of information that they will need ahead of the session. If we want to create multiple sessions with these settings, we have two options. Firstly, we could copy this session. By doing this, we create a replica of the first session where we can simply change the date and other necessary information. Alternatively, we can use the Add Recurring Sessions checkbox. This provides us with a number of options for creating the same session at the same time on either a daily, weekly, fortnightly, or monthly basis. We can then choose the number of sessions in total that we want to create. Finally, hit Save to create these sessions. Nothing is set in stone, so we can always go back into our newly created sessions and edit them to change any of these details. Once we've added the sessions, we'll now be able to view them in the same page that we were before, underneath Activities. This takes us to our session list for this particular activity. Here I can see 3 of the sessions that we just created, these all occurring within the last 12 months, and if I go across to all, I can now see any future sessions as well. All that remains here is to add the register for our sessions or the head count for any of our head count sessions.